Yo, what's up? It's George. It's Chiro for me. Welcome to my stream. Excuse me, I'm all just no makeup, not shaven. We're talking about Amber Heard here. She said she had a clearly they've took a lunch break, but just wanted to go over a couple of things. Um, so hopefully here in the oh my gosh, I don't know if y'all heard that. Apparently, before they broke for lunch, the judge was like, "Please be quiet," in the galley. So, anyways, so it's crazy, man. I would have thought by now that they would have already started put Amber under the gun. By now, crossed her over and have the other team come over. But they haven't done that yet. It's the same stuff. She's lying consistently. Um, it's really sad. She's talking. They were looking at text, and she had to ask for control over the text as she was browsing up and down. And they're like, "Did that help?" And it just seemed like she was still lost, right? Like it didn't help, but she said it helped. It's just a consistent thing. Um, that she just seems to be just nonstop, unsure of herself. She's very unsure. Amber, of course, and this telephone, this new evidence, I think that came out today, where apparently she showed the pictures to the cops. She got hit with a phone. I don't know if you guys seen the photo. It looked like a makeup job. It wasn't a phone. If you get hit with a phone, again, she's not being. This is where again cross examination please come into effect and basically say what kind of phone was she hit with? What kind of phone is she insinuating? Right? Is it like the old Ring doll phone? Is that what you're talking about? Or are we talking about like the mini phones? You know, she got slapped. What kind of phone are you talking about? Right? And if this was a picture that was shown to the police, right? Wouldn't she have said what kind of phone she was hit with? Right? Um, it's just really silly. It's silly that she brings up this phone, and even Johnny's attorney team were like, the legal counsel, they're like shocked, like this is something new. Here she's trying again, something she can get any kind of uh, reaction, any kind of sympathy she can get from the jurors. It's really sad. She's just out there, just it's just consistent. And what really sucks even more is that she's like saying she has to recollect, right? And then she's like, well, when he becomes the monster, referring to Johnny Depp becoming this abusive guy, when he becomes the monster, dude, that is such BS. What are you talking about? So, I mean, I understand. Look, the bottom line is she's lying. They should be able to catch her in that lie. that we need to be able to, the cross-examination needs to happen quick, because this is good stuff with the phone. You know, the phone, again, if you're going to say, I was hit with this phone, again, honestly, what kind of phone hits you, right? I mean, if it's metal, if it's any kind of material that's going to really cause damage, I would say, you know, and if it was with any force, a phone, I mean, I swear I know what she's insinuating, what kind of phone. But then again, what was the distance? How far? Where was this? Where were you hit? Who threw the phone at you? Right? And are you saying Johnny Depp threw the phone? I don't think Johnny Depp had a phone. Usually he has a drink in his hand and maybe something to eat, but I don't think he had like his phone. Who would? Again, the cross examination needs to happen now. Let's get the team in. Let's question the phone. I mean, that more than likely, if there was a phone, it was a tiny phone. It was a small phone. It would have not left any kind of slap. It looked like if anything, it was makeup. But if anything, she should have said, oh, it was a slap, because maybe a slap could have caused this kind of picture marks that were shown, but not a phone. Likely the phone, unless he's an expert marksman, to be able to hit her right there from a distance. I mean, I doubt it, especially, if he was under the influence, again, depending on who, first off, who threw the phone. If anything, it was her phone. Let's look at her phone. Cross-examination. Can we see your phone? Let's line it up. It's stupid, but what she's saying is stupid. She's saying she got hit with the phone. Was it your phone? I guarantee you, because she doesn't have proof that Johnny threw the phone. She's insinuating. These pictures were shown to the police. These are doctored pictures. Since the time they were given to the police to the time now, the police clearly at that time, and these guys aren't stupid. They're professional. They don't care if it's an actor or not, regardless if they knew it was an actor. These officers are there to do their job, and they do it well. They go by what they see, and that's the other thing too. If the cops were there, they're not going to leave unless they knew it was safe to leave. All this hearsay stuff is just ridiculous, right? I mean, why is it now she's saying it's a phone? Where did this phone come from? Like I said, cross-examination. Please, I'm so tired of hearing her attorney to pull up all this bogus stuff. I mean, enough with the pictures, Let's cross-examine. Let's put her under the knife. Let's let her talk. And like I said, I would love to see Johnny's legal counsel come back and be like, all right, let's talk about the phone. All right, whose phone is it? How about, do you have your phone on you? Can we, can we look at maybe your phone being smacked on yourself? Who did the smacking? No, I do believe it's false evidence that all of a sudden we're now bringing these pictures out from a phone that was hit on her face. Look, too, the other thing too is, again, if this phone, depending on the phone, we got to talk about the phone. She brought it up. Whose phone is it? Let's talk about the material of the phone. Let's talk about how big it was. Because if she's thinking, and again, this is hearsay, it's my assumption that she's talking about a dial-up phone, like the old dial-up phones, like it had to have been because her mark on her face was like clearly here on her cheek and maybe a little bit on the forehead. But I mean, really, if it was big enough, why didn't she get like some kind of slice on the eye? Why didn't she get hit on the eye? Right? I mean, it just seemed fake. Like it was more of a makeup job than anything. It seemed like a photoshopped job. I mean, also, too, look, if you're getting hit with something, it possibly can break the skin, depending on the speed, depending on, again, how close you were. Look, in abusive relationships, women that are really, truly beat, and my heart goes out to every one of you women that have been through this crap, excuse my French, who've been hit with a phone, with anything at all. There's usually a skin broken. There's serious bruises, and it's not just on one part of the face. You know, you're probably going to get a phone here, a fist here. God, I hate to even say that, but it's true. Amber's lies is just so disgusting. We really need to talk about this phone. I hope it gets brought up. I hope that we find out what she's insinuating again is a lie. And again, enough of this crap about how she cares about Johnny Depp. You've ruined this guy's life. I guarantee you that's not going to buy you any. Johnny, if she comes crawling after this, don't take her calls, dude. Ignore her. She's a waste of time. She's a huge liar. She's a slug. Okay, she's definitely a gold digger. She wants money, especially now, especially if they're dropping her from Aquaman 2. If they're pulling her out, dude, enough is enough. You don't have kids with her. Drop the chick. Drop her. I mean, she's coming out with new false testimony of a phone. Like I said, the phone should be like a huge comeback. I would so be like, let me see your phone. Can we look at your phone? Whose phone was taking this picture at the time? Can we see that phone? Right? I mean, come on. I just hate hearing the fact that they come back. They come back to Johnny and she references him as a monster. Oh, the monster, God. Enough. Let's talk about you, Amber. How much of a monster you are. I mean, clearly she's even talked about her friend, like I heard her during the testimony. She was like, oh, she was my friend, right? I mean, clearly you're abusive. You're not one to keep friends, So clearly you lie. You're dishonest. There's reasons why you keep friends, and that's because, one, you're not fake. You're not talking behind someone's back. Imagine if she does that to a friend, what she would do even more to someone she cares about, or if she's even able to care. I think she's so calloused. She's one of these people that she literally has to go through movies to get her reactions, her lines. I mean, she's just so lost, so gone, soulless. And I want when she gets cross-examined, hey, let's talk about facts. Let's talk about what are you diagnosed with. So what is it? Are you bipolar? So you are bipolar. Okay. Um, so you're totally capable of lying, right? Let's talk about your phone. Let's talk about your phone. Uh, did, did you see what kind of phone? I mean, one, were you even looking? Or did you just felt it, right? Because the way she describes stuff, oh my God, that's the other thing, is the way she describes stuff. It's like, oh, and it was like his hand was like on top of my head. I felt pressure. I was hoping she wasn't like, because she did bring up him grabbing a wine bottle again. I'm like, oh God, here we go again. It was a wine bottle. It was glass, and there's glass everywhere. And then I touched my head, and like I was looking. I was in that going back to her previous testimony last week, 2 weeks ago. I was looking at the carpet. It's, it's like the carpet was dirty. I mean, come on, people. If your ass is being beat down, hurt, you're not looking at the carpet and seeing how dirty it is. You're like, mother ever, I'm coming back at you. That's what's on your mind. You're thinking about self-defense. You're thinking about, and that's the other thing too. If someone's throwing a phone at me, am I hanging out? I'm out, man. If someone throws anything at me, I'm out. You come at If you come at me with like a bat, you think I'm gonna hang out? See what's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. Look, her attorney just brought out some gold. The phone, the mark on her face. She, again, Amber talks about this powder kit she has for bruises. Again, OMG. That was already brought up again. She was like talking about a certain kit weeks ago that she was using. That makeup company comes out and says, no, this didn't happen, buddy. That was disproved. So, a kit, again, let's talk about, you're bringing up the phone, you're bringing up the makeup kit, right? It's just so much, man. I hope when it comes back on again, when they come back from lunch, clearly, I want to be able to catch the live stuff going down, just so we can share our reactions together. Just want to be like, oh God, no Amber, as she's acting right, really bad. I just want to. It's just so bad, and I can't. Like I said, I'm hoping for this Johnny Depp's legal counsel to step up, get in there. Enough of this wasting of time. It feels like a huge blockade that they're trying to do. They're just trying to waste time to not get cross-examined. It's just ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And let's bring up the other evidence too about the turd. I'm sorry, guys. I'll stop there. So, anyways, I hope to be back in a minute. We'll see what goes down, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. You take care.